Thanks for coming. Be seated. Thanks for coming. Welcome to the White House. Thanks for coming. You'll be. Let me. There would have been a deficit, but there wouldn't have been the commiserate, the kick to our economy. Let me. I'm serious. I mean, tell people why I say that. I mean, I think, and it is a. I think it is. And it's a. The elections. I think. Tide turning, as I remember, I was raised in the desert, but tides kind of it's easy to see a tide turn. Did I say those words? That there be a stable Iran. Iran that is capable of rejecting Iranian influence. I mean, Iraq. My plan plays down an unprecedented amount of our national debt. This Thursday, ticket counters and airplanes will fly out of Ronald Reagan Airport. My State of the Union, or my speech to the nation, whatever you want to call it, speech to the nation. Families is where our nation finds hope, where wings take dream. Fool me once, shame on you. If fool me, we can't get fooled again. Karen is with us, a West Texas girl, just like me. Sure, you can imagine it is an unimaginable honor to live here. 20th century, our 21st century, the last chapter of the 20th century, this is the first chapter of the 21st century. He can't take the high horse and then claim the low road. I didn't realize I had dyslexia. Not one doubt in my mind that we will fail. We not only freed the American people, we made our own people more secure. It'll take time to restore chaos. I think war is a dangerous place. You're working hard to put food on your family. Africa's a nation that suffers from incredible disease. You see, free nations are peaceful nations. Free nations don't attack each other. Free nations don't develop weapons of mass destruction. Well, I understand that the unrest in the Middle East creates unrest throughout the region. Because they want the federal government controlling the Social Security like it's some kind of federal program. The legislature's job is to write law. It's the executive branch job to interpret law. Can't living with the bill means it won't become law. I asked Americans to give 4,000 hours over the rest of your life of service to America. That's what I asked. I said 4,000 hours. We don't believe in planners and deciders making the decisions on behalf of Americans. Baby boomers will be retiring. There's not going to be enough people contributing to the system to take advantage of people like me. It's your money. You paid for it. Poor people aren't necessarily killers. Just because you happen to be not rich doesn't mean you're willing to kill. I know the human being and fish can coexist peacefully. In order for us to get the framework, the groundwork to discuss a framework for peace, to lay the... All right. They underestimated what our campaign is about. You teach a child to read, and he or her will be able to pass a literacy test. Children living in the dark dungeons of the internet. Why don't you volunteer? Why don't you help mentor a child how to read? And find out that the literacy level of our children are appalling. I think we ought to raise the age at which juveniles can have a gun. Rarely is the question asked, is our children learning? I know what I believe. I will continue to articulate what I believe. And what I believe, what I believe is right. I think if you know what you believe, it makes it a lot easier to answer questions. I can't answer your question. I think the Japanese people are going to like the taste of U.S. beef. Last night, Jeb and I had some crabs. Look like members of the 1972 Miami Dolphins. Dan Marino and his really dynamic wife. I'd like to stay here all day, but I gotta go to Vegas. Something about what goes on there stays there, or something like that. She said, he's getting awfully windy. Texas term. Are you having burritos for lunch? The best way to defeat this enemy in the long run is to deny them the recruiting tools that are and recruitments made possible by resentment. Anybody here got 4 kids? 3 kids? You got 4? 4. 3, okay. All right, wait. I don't know why I asked that. Oh, I know why I asked it. 1, 2, 3, 4. And we're working hard to convince both the Indians and the Pakis there's a way to deal with their problems without going to war. And I know the speculation, but I'm the decider, and I decide what is best, and what's best is for Don Rumsfeld to remain as the Secretary of Defense. I hear there's rumors on the internets. And one of the things I've used on the Google is to pull up maps. I have filters on internets. The new Prime Minister of India is, no. You know, this thought took a while to thaw. It's going to take a while to unthaw. We got an issue in America. Too many good docs are getting out of business. Too many OBGYNs aren't able to practice their love with women all across this country. Thank you for holding this awesome speech. The fact that they purchased the machine meant somebody had to make the machine. And so when somebody makes a machine, it means there's jobs at the machine-making place. I remember meeting a mother of a child who was abducted by the North Koreans right here in the Oval Office. These immigrants have helped transform 13 small colonies into a great and growing nation of more than 300 people. The people of Bulgaria ought to be proud of the achievements that they have achieved. Chicken factory, chicken plucking factory, or whatever you call them. You know what I'm talking about. A fine host for the OPEC summit. I appreciate APEC summits, you know. It was not always a given that the United States and America would have a close relationship. Our enemies are innovative and resourceful, and so are we. They never stop thinking about new ways to harm our country and our people, and neither do we. During these last few months, I've been trained by Al-Qaeda. If it feels good, do it. My job is a job to make decisions. If the job description were what do you do, it's decision maker. But give my chance of plan to work. And America needs a military where our best and brightest are proud to serve. Good morning. Yeah, I'm distressed to hear about the latest suicide bombers in Israel. I call upon all nations to do everything they can to stop these terrorist killers. Thank you. Now watch this drive. See you at church. Glory, glory, hallelujah. Glory, glory, hallelujah. She's still telling me what to do.
Are we rolling tape on that?
There you go. You got a brush?
Yes.
Just a one-fingered victory salute.